guys, welcome back. This video is dedicated to health, particularly the flu. I know what's going on around the world right now. So I'll tell you all the little stories first, and then you can come up with your own assumption. So a cousin's wife tested positive for COVID, and I went over and gave them the herbal batch that I make for them when someone's sick. So I gave them these bottles of water with these tinctures in it. And that night, when they had to take another test again, it came up negative. You can make your own assumption. It could be a false positive or whatever. However, I'll say that they were really sick. All right. And I had him drink it also because I didn't want him to get sick. That's one story. I'll make these really quick. So my other cousin's father was ill. He got the COVID for about a week or 4 days, 5 days. So I wasn't able to get these bottles to them, these drinks to them early. So he only drank about 2 bottles before being accepted to the hospital because at that point the breathing was affecting the lungs. But while at home, the wife was taking care of him also. So, as you know, you and I know that this COVID is quite contagious, and if you've ever experienced it, it's very contagious. Anybody in the same house pretty much will get it. So she drank 3 bottles, he drank 2 bottles, went to the hospital. And now he went to the hospital, and the wife is not sick at all. Never got sick, even though she took care of him face to face. That's 2 stories. The third story, some of you guys have heard before, was my mother and my grandmother. So my mom got COVID through her work, went home. They didn't know it was probably COVID at first. Then my grandmother got it. Now my mom takes the herbal batches that I give her. And my grandma misunderstood my directions and nobody checked on her. So when she went to the hospital, I found out when she walked herself to the hospital. And I strongly advised against it. But I wasn't there, so I couldn't really do anything. Now, I thought she was okay because I thought she was drinking the herbals. I found out she was literally just taking 1 drop instead of two or 3 full droppers per day. She was taking 1 drop because her bottle was still full when she went to the hospital. But my mom, she took the three full droppers full, which is like 3 or 4 tablespoons, big tablespoons per day. Now my grandmother ended up dying. Same thing on the ventilator. Same story as everybody else because this is a late stage. And my mom was okay. She did get pneumonia, but she was at home the whole time. She got pneumonia, and she did go to the hospital to get antibiotics. And then she just in her home. She was never in a hospital confined or anything, but she's living the day back in my home where I grew up. That's where I really talked her to going back home because the food there is better. And when she arrived there, she couldn't, she walks like an old lady. But when she stayed there for the past 6-7 months now, she's actually climbing stairs and taking walks every day. So it's a big difference with the lifestyle change. So that's pretty much the stories I give you. Now let me talk about this plant. This plant, 2 of them you can get it from. You can get it from the pagoda tree in Japan. It's the Sephora japonica. And I think it comes from the leaves or the bark. And the other one is from like South America, which is like it's called the Cinchona officinalis. This is the tinctures you need to get. These are from the trees or plants, and they contain quercetin. These quercetins help in opening the cell. It opens the virus. And the zinc, when you take the zinc, it kills the virus. So you need these 2 things. This is the same as hydroxychloroquine. I researched the hell out of this. I researched it. I went through all the documents, all the studies. I scoured the internet for information. And through all this information, I found that these two plants is pretty much the same as hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxy just means it's made in a lab. Chloroquine is the chemical name for quercetin, from my understanding. So they changed the name, that way you won't recognize it. Where it's coming from, what plant it came from. So they changed it from quercetin to chloroquine. And then they made it in a lab, so it just replicates the actual plant. I would rather take it from the plant because your body is very compatible with plant-based nutrients and minerals, not chemical-based. My suggestion is, if you want to help your family, I'm not saying it cures, you can make your own assumptions based on what the stories I told you. Now, I've been taking this since this whole pandemic started. And anytime I would get a slight flu or any kind of fever, I would take this. And it would help me. Because the next day I'd be fine. So that's my story, guys, for you. If you want to follow through with it, it's up to you. But I'll tell you where you can try to find the tinctures for this. Non-GMO, herbal, from the source, from the plant, if you can. You can buy either one of these. Sephora tastes better, but the Cinchona tastes a little stronger, but they both work. And then for the zinc, just again find plant-based zinc, and you take it with this at the same time with this herbal batch. Just put in some water, get like 2 or 3 full droppers full, put it in there anytime you feel kind of sick, and then you take the zinc and test it out for yourself. For anything, for any sickness. It could be any flu related, anything that causes fever, things like that. And it's a misnomer that I'm seeing is that this everybody's afraid of fever. Yes, of course, if it's too high, like 105, it's not good. But the fever is the body's way of burning up these viruses. Even though medical seems to have made us believe that it's like the bad thing. So the fever is good, kills the virus. That's our body's way. Now, if you take these drinks, it seems to kill the virus before your body has to heat up the virus with the fever. So try it out. It's better to just have it on standby in case anybody gets kind of scratchy throat or feverish. Just take it. Take it for 1 day, 2 or 3 days, as long as you have your symptoms, and then just see what happens. Now, I'm very big on health. A lot of YouTubers, even Water Above Crypto, will say he's big on health, but he says he drinks alcohol. Now, I don't drink alcohol, and I've never liked drinking alcohol since I was young. I did try it out. My body just does not like it. It's like poison to me. And it's probably designed that way spiritually for me. I do like wine. Well, I do like red wine because it's got the resveratrol and it tastes pretty good. The red wine. I don't overindulge in it. I don't even drink it at all, really. I haven't drank alcohol in a couple of years. But yeah, I'm very big on health. And I do eat poison once in a while. If it's nothing available, and I'll eat it. But if I could go back to my home country, then I could really control what I eat, and eating vegetables that are homegrown and organic. And I'm planning to get nets, so you don't have to spray with pesticides on your food. If I can get nets on whatever I grow, and then it could really be pesticide free, herbicide free, all that. So, all right, guys, hope that helps you. You don't have to believe it. I'm just telling you the experiences I had with it. It's up to you. All right, thanks. See ya. Bye.